Good morning. Welcome to Karma's a Stitch. I'm Tanya. This is where me and my son, who's usually here with me, talk about our crafting projects. I told you guys we were back and we were going to stay on schedule. And so even though Anthony couldn't join me today, we are going to stay on schedule. And I'm recording this without telling him that I was going to record it today because I'm kind of secretly hoping he doesn't watch this one, because then I have to own up to something, which we'll talk about here in a minute. If you are looking to get in touch with us, all of that information will be listed in the description box below. We start each of our episodes with a scripture, and the scripture today was 1 John 4:18, and that's one that Anthony actually sent to me this week. So I'll put that on the screen and I'll put it at the end of today's episode. This is going to be a short one because it is Thursday, and I know I've said that in the past and it doesn't actually turn out to be a short one. This actually will be a short one. I cover at the yarn shop, my local yarn shop. I get to go in there and hang out with all the ladies on Thursdays. And so I'm on my way to go do that before the shop opens. I thought I would record a quick episode so we can stay on our weekly schedule and I can get this up for folks by tomorrow. So yes, I'm Tanya, and we are just getting back into a regular schedule. And I am going to insert a picture of my list of whips that is currently on public display on the refrigerator at my local yarn shop. And my list of whips is not the only list of whips on the refrigerator. It's something that several of us have decided to do at the yarn shop. So there are lots of lists on the refrigerator, but I will insert a picture of my list, and I am working really hard to get through that list. Now, a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I have started a new process. And if you have been around here for a while, you will know that I tend to have several whips. And I think that's a very common thing with knitters. I know that there are those unicorns amongst us that are quite diligent about being monogamous with their knitting projects, and I think that's amazing. I am not one of those unicorns. So what I have done is I really wanted to get through some of these whips and stop casting on new things. And when I got that in my head that that's what I wanted to do, I realized where in the past where I had gotten weak and cast on anyway. So I found a way around that. I wanted to work through my list of whips, but then all of my friends on Zoom were casting on a new sweater or a new shawl or a Stephen West, or so people they come up with these amazing projects and new releases, and I have the fear of missing out. And so what I had started doing was, when I saw the fragmentation shawl, for example, by Stephen West, I was like, holy cow, I really want to do that. But I was worried I was going to forget later on that I wanted to do that, because later on there's going to be something else new and exciting. So what I did was I printed out that pattern, and I went through that fun process of choosing my colors for that project, and I put the pattern and I took the yarn and I put it in a project bag, and I now have my fragmentation shawl waiting to be cast on at the next cast on party. I have a few different projects that I've done that with, and that process has kept me from casting on and allowed me to start working through my current whips. In working through this list of current whips, it's okay to frog something. And there was a cowl, it was the Chill Cat cowl, that I decided I wasn't super in love with making, and I had made progress and I was not crazy about it. I wasn't, maybe I'll do it one day. I cast it on because I had a local lady here who had the pattern and she was going to cast on, but it didn't actually happen that we were doing it together. So I decided to frog that. And in frogging that, I had these 3 skeins of yarn that were gorgeous. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do with these 3 balls of yarn that are already caked up? So I went to my library on Ravelry and I started looking through my library. So these are patterns that I've already purchased, patterns that I know I want to make. And I started looking for one that required 3 colors that I knew I wanted to do. So I will insert a picture of the Chilkat cowl because that is what I have frogged. And I was gonna find those 3 colors of yarn a new project. So I did, and I came across the Earth and Sky, I think it's Earth and Sky by Stephen West, which was in my library. And I was like, okay, great. I'm going to print off that pattern and I'm going to put it in the project bag and I'm going to cast it on at the next cast on party, which is June 10th. It's not that far off. So I printed off the pattern and I had these 3 balls of yarn and I had the needles and I was like, I can't wait. So I've cast it on. So I have cast on that new project and I'm so excited with how this is turning out. So I will insert a picture of the Earth and Sky shawl, which I have cast on. I couldn't wait. I already had everything caked up. I will add it to my whip list. But I am keeping the pattern in this Cocoa Knits portfolio. And when you open this portfolio, it's magnetic. So it can stand like this. It's magnetic. It has these magnets that go on with it. And it has a row counter that can go up there. And I'm using this Cocoa Knits portfolio to hold my pattern. Now I'm going to go through the yarn that I'm doing, which is not going into a Chilkat cowl anymore. So this first one, I love this color so much, and this is what made me decide I don't want to do the Chilkat cowl. I didn't want this yarn in something I wasn't crazy about. So this yarn is by Blue Savannah, and she is a local to me. This is her, it's called Lavana Meadowlark Fingering Weight. It's a 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. But look at that color. I love that so much. It is such a rich purple and like parts are black. I'm hoping the sun is picking that up for you guys so you can really see it. It's just beautiful. So Blue Savannah is, and I wanted, and this has become the color that is going to be, I just love it. It's going to be throughout. Well, all 3 of them are throughout, but the main color. The next color of yarn, wool, is by Hedgehog Fibers. This is their Twisted Sock. The colorway is called Ghost. It is 80% blue face wool, blue face Leicester wool, 20% nylon, and like I said, the colorway is Ghost. And there's that one. It's really a subtle pink, purple. I mean, it's not so subtle that you really have to look for it. You can absolutely see pigment there, but it is just so light. So color number 2. And color number 3 is Blue Savannah as well. This is her Meadowlark fingering weight, which was the 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And this colorway is called You Heartbreaker. So again, Blue Savannah. And this colorway it's just beautiful. I've absolutely been going through a purple phase lately. And that first one is just so moody. I love it. So progress so far on my Earth and Sky. And these are being done on, let's see if I can find the needle. Yeah. Likey Driftwood US 5s. Fixed circulars. That's what I'm using for this. I'm in the middle of the row, so please forgive. But look at that. See if I can untwist it. Isn't that beautiful? I love these colors together. I think I'm going to be a lot happier. I think I'm going to be a lot happier with this project. So I will try to get a better picture of this project so far and insert it here. I am currently wearing 2 FOs, which I know I've shared in the past, but I'm going to share them quickly since I have them on. Last year, oops, I need to put my pattern back in there. Last year I went to a knitting retreat, and it was the second time I had been to a knitting retreat. The first one I had gone to, there was going to be a woman teaching a class at the retreat on how to add beads to your knitted projects. And so she needed a sample made for her class. And so she gave me one of her patterns, and I got to make this little pouch with some beads in it. It was super fun, very easy, much easier than I thought. And I put this around my neck because, as some of you know, I drive Lyft. And so I have strangers getting in and out of my car. And so I put my car key in here, or my debit card, or things like that. And so it's in my little pouch, not in my purse. And then this is the very first sweater that I ever made, that I ever knit. And it is, and I'll put the name of the pattern. It's a simple summer tweed V-neck. I know the designer's first name was Heidi. I'll put the information in here, and it'll all be in the description box. So this is the very first sweater I ever made, and I will put a picture of me wearing it in here. Let's see if I can move you over a little bit. Sorry. Let's see here. I love, and I know it's odd, but there's no cuffs, which was good for me at the time because then I didn't have to pick up stitches. And picking up stitches for the V-neck was the first time I had ever done that. So all the information on this project is on my Ravelry page. I do have a project page set up for it, but there's no ribbing on the bottom waistline, and there's no ribbing on the cuffs, which I really like how it curls. I wouldn't want that on every sweater, but I do enjoy this sweater, and I absolutely love that this is the first garment I ever made, and I was able, and I still wear it. So you guys, that's it. I told you, short, sweet. I do want to talk about the cast on party that's going to take place on June 10th. It will be from 10 o'clock in the morning, my time. I'm in Boise, Idaho, if you want to look it up and figure out what the time change is for you to me. I will open a Zoom room at 10 a.m. my time. I will be at my local yarn shop at 10 o'clock because that is Knit in Public Day. And there are going to be some amazing vendors at my local yarn shop. And so to do a little something different for this cast on party, I'm gonna walk around that I don't want to call it a market, but yeah, there's going to be some vendors there, and I want to show you guys some of the fun stuff that we're doing. I will do a little bit of recording, so if you're not part of the cast on party, don't worry, you'll be able to see all of the things, all of the fun. Ooh, I ended up buying 2 advent calendars last year on Knit in Public Day, so that will be going on. And then because I'll have the Zoom room open on my iPad, when I leave there, I'll still be on the Zoom, and we'll head back to my house. I'll finish casting on some more things. We're going to visit. We're going to talk. It's always a good time. Pop in whenever you're available. Leave whenever you need to leave. Yeah, it's the cast on parties have always been a really great time. I do have several projects that I'm looking to cast on this time that I already have set aside in bags with the patterns. So with that, I will see you guys in about a week. Anthony should be back with me at that point. So I hope you're all doing well. Bye.